It's a day when all eyes are on Douglas, Arizona. Welcome to another episode of Jeff Davenport Live, brought to you by the Ed Morse Automotive Group, Sierra Vista and Cochise County, backed by Morse. Now, why are we here? Well, you'll notice these shovels on the stage because here inside this amazing former Kmart, now a church, they converted it into a space to recognize and celebrate the groundbreaking, if you will, of this. It's the ceremonial groundbreaking of the Douglas Commercial Port of Entry, a $653 million investment funded through the U.S. General Services Administration that will establish Douglas, Arizona as the premier gateway to the United States. I do have a microphone up here, so that way we should be able to hear everybody speaking. And it is a room that is filled with dignitaries and all sorts of folks alike. We're just moments away from the ceremony taking place. I was sitting up front, but I got booted out for some of the fantastic city council folks who are here. So I did have a better seat, but I got a seat that's actually right next to the mayor and police chief of Benson, who's here today. So we're just getting this warmed up here. We're just about 2 minutes out or 3 minutes out or
about
a few minutes out?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Oh, okay.
Senator Kelly.
Oh, okay. All right. So Senator Kelly will be here. Thank you. Getting some birthday wishes, which is always very nice from all the folks here. So we're about 10 minutes out.
And then I'm going to read
this event here. And again, what is the relevance and importance of having this project going on here in Douglas? Well, the transformative project is expected to elevate the region's economy, enhance cross-border infrastructure, and open new opportunities for commerce and connectivity. And again, you're hearing the voices of the folks there at the stage. And this is Mayor Jose Grijalva, who's going to be saying a few words. I'll go sit down. I'll go find my seat.
Good morning, everyone. It's time to begin. If you could all take your seats. 10:32. 10 more minutes. Give me an open. Real quick. We can wing it.
If you want to get started, of course, sir. You got the
10 minutes away from here, right?
Yeah.
So the other exciting part about today is the pit game.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Douglas. My name is Jose Grijalva, and I have the privilege of serving as mayor of the city of Douglas. On behalf of my fellow members of council who are here with us today, Councilwoman Melissa Rodriguez, Councilman Jose Montaño, and Councilman Richard Acosta, city staff, and around the 16,000 residents of our community, I want to thank you all for taking the time to help us celebrate a truly historic occasion as we come together today to mark the groundbreaking for the construction of the new commercial port of entry. And looking at the positive, thanks to the weather and rain, we are inside an air-conditioned facility with real bathrooms for today's festivities. But I promise you we had the... Thank you for Fernando Davenport and his church. But we promised we had the state-of-the-art porta potties for you all out there. So I wanted to invite you to please stand and remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Honor Guard and the singing of the national anthem by our very own Itza Moreno.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, and please be seated. How am I supposed to follow that up? Beautiful, and a national anthem being sung, and also CBP, thank you for the honor guard in your service. The investment in the new port of entry, combined with the upcoming modernization of the Raul H. Castro Port of Entry in downtown Douglas, represents a combined investment by the United States federal government of over $653 million. This is the single largest investment ever made in Douglas and perhaps in Cochise County as a whole. I believe this to be a recognition of the importance to Arizona and our nation, our trade with Mexico, and the safe and efficient flow of visitors. But this investment has many benefits that may not be as evident. First, it is essential that the men and women that wear the blue uniform of Customs and Border Protection have state-of-the-art facilities, along with the latest in technology to facilitate trade, but they're also at the point of the spear in keeping our country safe. Second, taking commercial traffic out of downtown removes congestion, freeing up the space needed to modernize the old port and facilitating the flow of cars and people, but it also takes the flow of hazardous materials out of the heart of Douglas and our sister city, Agua Prieta, and moves them over to a facility that is designated to manage them. Third, it will create a port of entry system that will meet the needs of a dynamic and fast-growing region of the United States-Mexico border. This port of entry has a time horizon of 50 years, so the impacts are not just for us, but for generations to come. Finally, with the latest in design and technology, our ports of entry at Douglas Agua Prieta will be second to none. It is up to us to promote this new port, and ensure that we maximize the return on the investment that is being made. Before I get us started with today's program, I want to recognize those that it took an entire team of people, locally, at the state, and at the federal level, on both sides of the border. I am likely to miss someone, so let me start by letting those of you that were an integral part of the team, and you know who you are, thank you. We literally could not have done it without you. The binational nature of ports of entry sets them apart from pretty much every other federal project in the nation. You just can't build one on one side and simply ignore the other, making ports of entry subject to a complex binational process that is impacted by need, politics, security, and funding. We know that because I kept getting asked by the news stations, how long have you been waiting for this? Too long. There are a few names that I want to make sure to mention first. First, our city leadership team, led by City Manager Ana Urquijo and Deputy City Manager Luis Pedrosa. If we could give them a round of applause. The two of you have been leading the charge and have coordinated, hosted, and led technical team meetings for 4 years, or more than 60 technical team meetings. Thank you. I know that Ana will be up here to talk later to say a few words of appreciation to the technical team members. I think they met every 2 weeks. That was way too much for me, but they did the brunt of the load. They make us politicians look good, so we appreciate it. But I also want to thank Ana's predecessors, all those city managers that started us and led us down the long path to get us here. I'd like to acknowledge them individually, so if you're here, please stand up so we can give you a round of applause. Mike Ortega. He couldn't be here, but it's streamed, so if he sees it, let's give him a round of applause of a thank you. Also, Curtis Shook, thank you. The late Jim Russell, thank you. Carlos de la Torre, thank you. Doreen Watson, thank you. Don Prince, thank you. On a personal note, I want to thank all my predecessors that championed our ports of entry and that are with us today, and please stand as I say your name. This is a very political thing to do, right? This is what we've been waiting for all these years, so don't be shy. Ray Barain. I don't think he's here, but he'll watch the stream. Mayor Dr. Michael Gomez. Mayor Danny Ortega. Mayor Robert Uribe. Mayor Donald Hewish. You gentlemen pushed for this to happen. I know that each of you wanted it to happen faster, but bureaucracy, funding, and the binational nature of projects of this magnitude means that they move very slowly. I hope that by attending this event, you feel that your efforts were worth it and they are now paying off. I also want to thank our partner in crime, Cochise County, represented today by Supervisor Kathleen Gomez. I must also mention longtime Supervisor Annie English, and let's give her a round of applause. That was your seat until you left it, so you are a big part of this process. For her tireless efforts to support the project. And now to our program. Our first presenter is Ana Urquijo, our city manager. She is a Douglas native and a University of Arizona graduate. As I mentioned, and while running the city, she made sure that the new port of entry moved forward in a coordinated manner with all the relevant stakeholders. Please welcome City Manager Ana Urquijo.
Good morning, everyone. Before I begin, I also want to show my deep appreciation to all of our city staff, our city employees that are here today to put this amazing event together, and having to pivot in the last 24 hours from an outdoor event to an indoor event, from special events to law enforcement to public works. If everyone could please stand to be recognized. There's many more departments out there. I thank all of you. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as we break ground on this transformative project in our community. What an amazing day. Today marks not just the beginning of construction, but the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and collaboration by an extraordinary group of individuals. I want to take a moment to shine a spotlight on the technical team that has brought us to this point. This group, made up of 50 to 60 contributors, have met every 3 weeks, rain or shine, for almost 4 years, to keep the momentum of this project focused and moving forward. Their commitment to the timeline and to each other has been nothing short of inspiring. This team includes contractors, engineers, architects, utility companies, ADOT staff, consultants, Cochise County, our congressional offices, and perhaps most importantly, the GSA team. The GSA team led by Bernard Tong and Joey Edwards as project managers, and Osman Kadri, who led the environmental compliance. Also no longer with the GSA team, but worthy of mention, our friends Anthony Kleppe, Dan Brown, and Ramon Riesgo, who worked with diligence and remarkable discipline. There were also countless side meetings in between, many of them facilitated by our contractors and our agency partners, and also our deputy city manager, Luis Pedrosa, and our consultant to Mexico, Luis Ramirez, with Ramirez Advisors. Yes, so worthy of applause as individuals. And all of our funding partners along the way, and there are many. Their efforts behind the scenes ensured that every problem was met with a solution and every setback was turned into an opportunity. I also want to give special recognition to our city staff on the technical team, particularly those who have worked so diligently on the utility corridor and getting temporary utilities to the site. Your dedication, your expertise have all been essential in preparing the groundwork, literally and figuratively, for what is about to be constructed. The scale of this effort has truly been immense and not to mention challenging. We have met and continue to meet every challenge head on as a team. As Anthony Kleppe repeatedly stated to us, Douglas is the little city that could. And today we are proving that once again. We are showing what can be accomplished when dedicated professionals come together with a shared vision and a relentless drive to serve their community. It has been my honor to facilitate and lead this technical team. I have witnessed firsthand the expertise, the passion, the teamwork that have brought us all to this moment. I am deeply grateful to each and every one of you. At this time, I would like to ask any of the technical team members that are with us today to please stand and be recognized, and I'll include our funding partners as well. Let's give them a round of applause for their extraordinary work and commitment. Thank you all for believing in the project, for believing in Douglas, and for making today possible. The best is truly yet to come. Thank you very much.
I also want to thank Anna because she wasn't feeling too well. As you can see, she didn't have a voice. I should have just told them that you were so excited that you just kept screaming up all night because we finally got it done. But thank you again and again. Also, thank you to our technical team for really putting up through the tedious things that as politicians we don't sign up for, but again, they make us look good. So thank you very much. Cochise County has been an integral partner in this process. As I mentioned, the county is represented today by Supervisor Kathleen Gomez, one of the new members of the Board of Supervisors and a Douglas native. Please help me welcome Supervisor Kathleen Gomez.
He warned me to be short in my presentation, and I will be. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today as we come together to celebrate an opportunity that's not just transformative for Douglas, but for the entire state of Arizona. First, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the elected officials that are here. I know Senator Kelly will be coming. We have Congresswoman Grijalva, State Senator Gowan, and of course my colleagues, County Supervisors Antonori and Crosby, who are out there in the audience, Presidente Jose Manuel Quijada La Madrid, and also the Mayor of Nogales, Jorge Maldonado, and our U.S. Consulate. There's so many of you guys, and of course all of our city officials. And of course, I can't forget our esteemed mayor, who I take out to dinner at least once or twice a week, so I'm on his good side. With your continued support, we are on the path to completing one of the most important projects in Arizona's future. I also have to take a moment for a personal note, to recognize my father, Dr. Michael Gomez, who served as mayor of Douglas in 2008 to 2012, and on the city council for many years before that. He led by example, and he has been a strong supporter of this from the beginning and very passionate about it. So the new Douglas Port of Entry isn't just an infrastructure project, it's a gateway to economic growth, innovation, and a stronger future for Arizona. Right now, Douglas is at the heart of trade between the U.S. and Mexico, and this project will take us to the next level by improving efficiency at the border, strengthening supply chains, and attracting new investments that will benefit businesses across the state. Reducing congestion and improving infrastructure, paving the way for long-term development here in Cochise County and well beyond. From Douglas to Phoenix, the ripple effects of this project will reach across the state, making Arizona a more competitive global player. Thanks to the leadership of Mayor Grijalva, we had the privilege of traveling to Nacosari about 10 days ago, where we met with mayors from across Sonora. Having our U.S. consulate present sent a powerful message that our commitment is strong, our vision is clear, and our dedication to making this project a reality is unwavering. This is more than just construction. It's about partnerships and collaboration and creating opportunities on both sides of the border, expanding trade, strengthening relationships, and building a brighter future for Arizona and Sonora together. We've made incredible progress, but there's still important work ahead. To fully unlock the opportunities this project brings, we must secure the remaining funding needed to complete the road and supporting infrastructure. With continued teamwork, persistence, and the shared vision of everyone here, I have no doubt we will get there. And when we do, Douglas, Cochise County, the entire state of Arizona, and our country will be stronger for it. Thank you.
She could have kept on going. She was on a roll. Sorry I said 3 to 5 minutes. It should have been 15. Thank you again, Supervisor Gomez, for those kind words. And now our next presenter, this is the important guy, because he's the guy with the money. Acting Commissioner of the Public Building Service at the General Services Administration, Mr. Andrew Heller. Commissioner Heller is responsible for driving the operations and strategy across a real estate portfolio of more than 360 million square feet of federal properties throughout the U.S. Commissioner, you should know that the GSA team has gotten to know Douglas very well, and Douglas has gotten to know them very well. I would be remiss if I did not mention 3 people from GSA that have been the face of the agency over the years: Jonathan Ballard, Ramon Riesgo, Dan Brown, and Anthony Kleppe. All 4 have now retired, but they should know that we keep them in mind and thank them for their passion and guidance. Now we have Joey Edwards and Bernard Tong that are taking us across the goal line. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Acting Commissioner Heller to the stage.
Thank you for the kind introduction. Good morning and welcome to this truly momentous day. My name is Andrew Heller, and I'm the Acting Commissioner of the Public Building Service at the U.S. General Services Administration. I am really excited and honored to be here representing GSA in this truly transformational project. I want to thank Mayor Grijalva, the City of Douglas, and Cochise County for hosting us. I also want to thank all the other elected officials who are in attendance for joining us and marking this exciting moment, officially breaking ground on the new Douglas Commercial Land Port of Entry. GSA is the federal agency responsible for the design and construction of the new land port of entry, and we will manage the operations of the property on behalf of the federal inspection agencies who will work in the facility once it's complete. Today is an opportunity for us to celebrate meeting our mission of serving other federal agencies and the American public. At GSA, we have a responsibility to ensure that our federal partners have the facilities that they need to achieve their mission in the most effective and secure manner possible. And that's exactly what we expect to do here in Douglas. The new Douglas Land Port of Entry will allow CBP to permanently relocate commercial inspection operations from the existing Raul Hector Castro Land Port of Entry to the new port. It will significantly expand commercial vehicle inspection capacity, and it will allow for the processing of oversized vehicles and equipment that is too large to pass through the Raul Hector Castro Land Port of Entry. The project will create good-paying construction jobs for members of the community. It will improve safety, security, and overall operations at the border, and it will expand opportunities for trade and travel between the United States and Mexico. These are great outcomes for the City of Douglas, the people of Cochise County, Greater Southern Arizona, and the American taxpayers. I hope you all are as proud as I am to break ground on this new facility today. This success is a result of the commitment, cooperation, and collaboration of many groups and individuals, and it is my honor to celebrate here with you all today. I want to send my heartfelt thanks out to our dedicated GSA project team, including some of the folks who have retired but couldn't be here today. Their work on this project has just been outstanding, and we commit to you that it will continue until this facility is delivered. I also want to say thanks to our federal partners at the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Agriculture, and the Department of Transportation. Also a big thanks to our state and local partners at the city, county, and state, the Arizona Department of Transportation, and the state of Sonora. Thank you again to all the elected officials in Arizona, including Governor Hobbs, Senator Kelly, Senator Gallego, and Mayor Grijalva. And finally, thank you to the countless individuals who will contribute toward the success of this project as we move forward. I appreciate everybody being here with us to celebrate today. We are thrilled to be constructing this new land port of entry. Thank you.
I heard a little excitement when you said jobs. I think that's what we've been waiting for all these years. Thank you, Commissioner Heller, for your kind words and for the continued partnership with Douglas. Now help me welcome the one that may be the biggest beneficiary of this investment, Guadalupe Ramirez, Director of Field Operations in Tucson for U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It is the CBP officers that will see the in and outs of this facility that perform their job to the best of their abilities, but also that's what they've been doing with the current port that is simply not up to task. So it's a very exciting time. They will soon be working in a state-of-the-art facility. Hear that, Nogales? Hear that, San Luis? State-of-the-art facility. We're friends. Don't no worries about that. I am grateful to DFO Ramirez, Port Director Gomez, and the men and women that wear the uniform and live in Douglas for being such an integral part of our community. DFO Ramirez has a long and stellar career of service with Customs, but most of that was in Texas, so I won't mention that. But he arrived in Nogales as the port director almost 15 years ago and has moved up the ladder to now leading Customs operations in Arizona. I cannot overstate how important our partnership with CBP is and for your service and commitment. I am grateful, our staff is grateful, our city is grateful for you. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Director Ramirez.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Mayor. I really want to thank the Mayor's team and the City of Douglas for hosting this event, truly a momentous event. And for the record, I've been in Arizona since 2009, so I'm a zoner. I'm a zoner now. I plan on staying here. I really want to just, congratulate everybody. You've heard from all the speakers what a team effort this has been. These ports of entry our communities along the border get an opportunity like this every 50, 60 years. So it is critical that whatever is built for the next 50 or 60 years. So the team that has put this together, and I really want to thank our port director, Martin Gomez, very important part of the team. Also our assistant director for mission support, Mark Jankowski, and his team in the facilities division for truly pushing our needs. We're a very unique agency, and these ports are economic engines. You know that everything we touch, those ports of entry affect American jobs and they affect our community. And as you heard from the previous speakers, not just the local community, the state community, the national community as well. We have a very important task of facilitating legitimate trade and travel, while at the same time keeping bad people and bad things out of this country. To do that, I've been in this game for 40 years. And when I started, very different than today. Even over the past 12 years, you look at the technologies that we use at the ports of entry now, with biometrics, spatial comparison, low energy x-rays, multi-energy x-rays, all that is going to be installed in the ports here in Arizona, here in Douglas. So ever since, even before the Trade Facilitation and Trade Enforcement Act of 2015, our task has been that whatever we do doesn't just benefit our agency, it benefits our stakeholders. And again, what makes us unique to other agencies is that all of you are our stakeholders. It's not just other law enforcement agencies that are our stakeholders. It's the business community, it's the mayors, the county supervisors, the governor, all of you are our stakeholders. So I'm very excited about this new port of entry, the amount of cargo that we're able to put through there, plus the wide loads, and the way we're able to do it so efficiently, effectively. Our mission has changed now. As you know, in Arizona, considering that we're not the largest field office on the southwest border, we are at the top of interceptions of hard narcotics like fentanyl. We're responsible for almost 50% of all the fentanyl that was seized along the southwest border was seized at the ports of Arizona. So keeping bad things and bad people out of the country are very important. Again, equally as important as facilitating legitimate trade. So we're truly excited, a lot of people to thank, and a lot of you, really just congratulations to all of you. It has truly been a team effort, and we're looking forward to it. And again, great team here. Thank you very much.
Senator Mark Kelly showing up. Mark Kelly coming in to be part of this event.
We're on the surprise, but our next speaker is an equally important stakeholder. We could not have done it without them. ADOT, they've also been in the technical meetings. We've gone up and met with them in meetings. We've been pests. That's how you get things done. We bug them and bug them and bug them. Now we're bugging for a connector road, and it's in their 5-year plan, so they know how important this is. So I'd like to welcome Jennifer Todd, representing ADOT, the chair of ADOT, and please give her a round of applause. She's been a huge part of this process.
Good morning. The governor intended to be here, but unfortunately was unable to make it this morning. So on behalf of the governor and the state of Arizona, it is really great to be here in Douglas, Arizona. So today we are breaking ground on a project that is long overdue and critically important, not just for Douglas, not just for Arizona, but for the nation. The new Douglas Commercial Land Port of Entry represents a once-in-a-generation investment of our border infrastructure. The existing port just a few miles from here was built decades ago to serve a very different era of cross-border trade. And aging infrastructure has created those bottlenecks, delays, and safety concerns, and a need for modernization. Named after Raul Castro, Arizona's first and only Mexican-American governor, the pedestrian port stood as a gateway to one of the state's and the country's most important relationships, Mexico. But it was never designed to handle today's high volume of commercial traffic and the flourishing relationships between the two countries that we have today. Douglas, Arizona, and the nation have waited a long time for this investment, and we are here to fulfill that promise. Together, we are strengthening our border to meet today's needs and prepare for tomorrow's growth. This is a once-in-a-generation investment. A new state-of-the-art facility ensures Arizona remains competitive in the global economy. Anyone who relies on cross-border trade, from farmers to manufacturers, will benefit from this. American consumers will also benefit from an improved supply chain and reduced wait times. This project will spur economic development here in Douglas, as well as the state of Arizona. It will move commercial traffic away from downtown, easing congestion and improving safety. It will create good-paying jobs, as it has already spurred additional investments, such as the industrial warehouse and the business park zone. We are here today because of collaboration and partnership. ADOT is working in partnership to build that connector road that will link the new Douglas Port of Entry from the border to SR 80 at James Ranch Road. We're contributing to building workspace for ADOT's enforcement and compliance division and other public safety partners. And ADOT is working to secure state-of-the-art truck screening technologies for improving public safety on all of our roadways. From years of persistent local advocacy to bipartisan action in Washington, this project has been made possible by leaders at all levels. Early leadership from former Congresswoman Ann Kirkpatrick, the late Raul Grijalva, along with Senators Kelly and Sinema, who laid the groundwork for the two-port solution and secured its inclusion in the bipartisan infrastructure law, as well as bipartisan commitment in Congress to pass the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which provided the critical funding to make this project a reality. I want to thank our federal partners in the General Services Administration, Customs and Border Protection, and the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, who are crucial to the success of this project. Continued support from Arizona's congressional delegation to carry the baton forward and keep the project on track, Senators Kelly and Gallego, Congressman Siscomani, the City of Douglas and its local champions, the Cochise County Board of Supervisors, Mayor Grijalva, and each one of you that are here today who played an important role in turning this vision into reality. As we continue to work with our partners in Sonora to make this binational project a success, I applaud Cochise County and the City of Douglas for the heavy lift and the years of dedication that has made today possible. Thank you very much.
Before we get to our keynote speaker, I'd like to mention a few people. He was mentioned in just right now. So there's one member that was a huge part of our success that's no longer here with us. He was instrumental in making this project happen, and his name was Congressman Raul Grijalva. We are fortunate to have his daughter here, Adelita, with us today. Please join me in a moment of silence in memory of the late Arizona Congressman and public servant, Raul Grijalva. Thank you. You know, I owe some popularity to him because my middle name's Raul. So they would always ask me, are you related? Well, I called him my tío, I think, when I went up to DC a few years ago. So we appreciate his support. And then the next time you all come down here and we're fixing up G Avenue, revitalizing it, modernizing it, he was a huge part of that. He got us the funding for that. Also, I'd like to mention a few other individuals that are here. They're a big presence and a number of key partners, stakeholders, and dignitaries that are here today. So I'm going to mention all of you individually, and let's give them a round of applause for their presence and for their contributions. Consul General of the United States in Nogales, Sonora, Michelle Ward. Now you get shy. You're not usually shy. Consul de Mexico in Douglas, Rita Vargas. Army Corps of Engineers, Michael Tuttle. State Senator David Gowan. I was looking for the hat. I thought you were wearing the hat back there. State Representative Lupe Diaz. Director Jennifer Toth of the Arizona Department of Transportation. I know I'm going to butcher the name because I forget if it's Eva or Eva. Eva Mazadiego, Executive Director of the Arizona-Mexico Commission. Huge part of that, Arizona-Mexico Commission. We can't have trade and partnerships networking if we don't have them. So thank you for all your contributions. One of my best friends, and you can't say this, you know, in politics, you usually don't have friends, but with these next few, I can say friends. Muy peleonero, Mayor of Nogales, George Maldonado. Always smiling, that's what I appreciate about him. Mayor Joe Conrad of Benson. I don't have them here because they just listed the mayor, so I want to thank them as a group. The contingency from San Luis who came down here and so to support us. They've been supporting us this whole time, and also the Port of Authority is also represented from Yuma. So if you could get up and so we could give you a round of applause of a thank you. They're back there, thank you. That's why I mean it. When I say friends and I pick on them, that's what friends do. Also, I'd like to recognize our neighbors from Mexico. Municipal Presidente of Fronteras, Israel Quijada Hernandez. Did he make it in? Municipal Presidente of Cananea, Esmeralda Gonzalez. Municipal Presidente of Nacosari, Pedro Morgan. Even if they're not here, we thank them. They're the ones that Kathleen mentioned that we meet with every month to bring trade down to Douglas through that new commercial port of entry. Jose Manuel Quijada La Madril, Municipal Presidente of our sister city, Agua Prieta. Or Chamel, that's how they know him as. I think you know if I call him that, so I'd be remiss. Also, representing the governor, Alfonso Durazo of Sonora, we are fortunate to have Carla Paulina Ocaña Encinas, the governor's chief of staff. We want to thank you all for being here, and we look forward to keep working together, partnering to make Arizona great and keeping it great. Now to our final speaker. This is an honor to have him here in Douglas, Arizona. He's been here before, but to have him here for this momentous occasion does mean a lot for not only me, not only to staff, my colleagues, but also to the city and its constituents. Our next speaker is Arizona Senior Senator Mark Kelly. Senator Kelly had a stellar career as a naval pilot with over 5,000 flight hours in more than 50 different aircraft. As if that was not impressive enough, he has been to space with NASA, and I should mention that he also took his identical twin brother with him to space. Which makes me want to ask, is it the real Mark Kelly or are we having the twin brother here? Either way, we're thankful. Since he came to office, he has been another champion for Douglas and Arizona, and for that we are forever thankful. Please help me welcome Senator Mark Kelly.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. I was looking forward to being here with the governor and Senator Gallego. I understand they had some airplane trouble. They should have called. Could have helped them out. But hey, this has been a long time coming, getting this project off the ground. I mean, for decades, elected leaders here in Douglas and in Cochise County and across the state have called for the construction of a new commercial port of entry in this city. It's taken a while. I was sworn in December of 2020. So the election was in November. I was sworn in early because I'm in John McCain's Senate seat. It was a special election. My first trip after being sworn in January of 2021 was to come down here to the U.S.-Mexico border with Mayor Uish and to see the port of entry. And the mayor showed me the delays and the problems and the infrastructure and how it needed to be upgraded and what this meant to the community, the opportunity that was lost because we didn't have a modern port of entry. And the mayor stressed the importance of having a two-port solution here in Douglas. And I took that to heart. It's one of the first things I did in my job as one of your U.S. senators. So I made this a priority, and when we started working on the bipartisan infrastructure bill, there were 11 Republicans and 11 Democrats that were working on the details of this legislation in the Senate. So I made sure that one of the focuses, strong focus, was ports of entry, specifically funding the Douglas Port of Entry in our state. And over the past few years since that became law, I've made sure that the federal government in Washington was going to get this contract done and continued to get updates on the progress here on this project. And today, thanks to the collaboration between local, state, and federal partners, this is finally a reality. And I'm excited about it because this port is going to directly benefit Arizonans by facilitating hundreds of millions of dollars in trade and travel into our state and also into Mexico. I mean, this is going to open the door for new businesses, and it's going to support communities that are reliant on cross-border commerce. Put simply, this is a big win for Arizona families and businesses. But this is also a big win for smart border security. By expanding commercial inspection capacity and enhancing screening of illicit activities, and integrating modern technology, this will stop more illegal drug trafficking into our state and into our country. And that's huge. And commerce is going to be able to flow safely and efficiently. And that's not just critical for us, that's also critical for our neighbors to the south. That's why it's great to have representatives here from Mexico, from the Mexican government here today, because we know they're also committed to this investment that will benefit both countries' economic security and border security. And this is a big moment for our relationship with Mexico as well, who is an important trading partner. For the state of Arizona, the most important trading partner for us. So along with the renovation of the Raul Castro Port of Entry in downtown Douglas, the construction of this new commercial port is an example of federal dollars going where they are actually needed. Now, speaking of that, we know the work doesn't stop with the port. Now, I've been working hard to secure the funding the state needs to build a new road to the commercial port of entry, the connector road. And we've also been working with the city of Douglas to make sure that we extend the utility infrastructure needed to make this port a reality. So this is not done yet. We have more work to do in Washington, and you folks have more work to do here. But I can't wait to see the economic opportunities that all of this will unlock here in Douglas. But it's not only about Douglas, it's about our state and about our country. So thank you for the opportunity to be with all of you today. And now let's get to work. And I guess that starts with the shovels that are right behind me. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Senator Kelly, the definition of a public servant. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard from every speaker the significance of this project for Douglas, for Arizona, and for two nations. Your support in getting us here has been invaluable, but know that more than ever, we need your continued support, like the Senator said, in seeing the construction completed and letting the world know that the port of entry system at Douglas Agua Prieta is second to none. And now, as the Senator mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to direct your attention to the front of the stage as we officially mark the start of the construction of the project.
A few more pictures, and also to point out, the screenshot behind them is a live shot of the actual site where the port's going to be built, so you know you're actually seeing a live feed from James Ranch Road and the border directly.
All right. That's good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That's
that was a live feed. Well, interesting to see here and be a part of this today. I'm not sure if there will be a closing remark, but Senator Kelly handing off his shovel. Looks like he'll be keeping that with him for his collection, but what an amazing group, an amazing time here celebrating the groundbreaking, ceremonial groundbreaking. You can see that is a live feed as the flag is blowing in the wind. I'll head back over to my seat here just in case we end up getting a couple more words to close this event out. And if not, then we'll end up closing here in just a matter of moments. But that is a live look at the brand new commercial port of entry here in Douglas, Arizona. All part of this incredible ceremony here today, celebrating the $653 million investment funded through the U.S. General Services Administration. Thank you so much to the Morse Automotive Group, Sierra Vista, and Cochise County, backed by Morse, for being a part of sponsoring this video.
Thank you, everybody. Shout out to the governor's team. Thank you for all your support and your hard work. We do have a football game later today. You're all invited if you can make it. Bisbee Douglas. There's no Bisbee people here, so we can go Douglas. And also, there's free food. If you got a ticket in your folder, please feel free to go to the vendors and enjoy our food here. Thank you.
And that will wrap up this amazing day.
6 stops are raffle. It's in your programs. It's a prize package of over $600 that you can win. Thank you again.
All eyes on Douglas, Arizona today for this amazing groundbreaking, ceremonial groundbreaking, if you will. And Mayor Grijalva, great job, sir. Great job. Great job. Just taking one last look here before we sign off here in Douglas, Arizona, celebrating the grand opening, the ceremonial groundbreaking at the facility here indoors today. Very wise choice. We will let you guys go, but thank you so much for watching this episode of Jeff Davenport Live, brought to you by the Morse Automotive Group, Sierra Vista, and Cochise County, backed by Morse. All eyes on Douglas, Arizona, for their new commercial port of entry, the official groundbreaking in the books. Have a great day, everybody. Drive safe.